Hi, my name's Lou. I'm part of Bump in the Night Productions. So just a little brief side story to what we did at the Goodwood Orphanage a couple of weeks ago. So what happened the next night? Oh, we'd had a bit of a disturbing thing happen during the night when we first drove into the Goodwood Orphanage to the side. Driving in on the pathway was a black mass.
That was on your side.
Yeah, which is on my side. So I was driving, and it was on to the right of the pathway, and I saw that when I was driving in, and screamed and scared both Tracy and we hadn't even got into the orphanage. So that was kind of the start of our night. So we drove in, sat in the car park, and Tracy was saying, I want to go, we'll go, sort of thing. I was saying, no, we'll be all right. I'll be okay. I just needed to, hold my space again, get back into it. And then we ended up driving back out the driveway and just with the torch that Tracy had. But there was nothing there to be seen. It was gone, whatever it was. So we came back in. Anyway, we did our communication, and we took photos and filmed around. So you'll see all that anyway in the footage that Tracy's already put up. The next day I woke up and I was telling a psychic friend of mine about the night before, and she pretty much said to me straight away, Lou, you need to do some cleansing and sage yourself right now. And I'm like, what? I was still in bed, and I was chatting, messaging with her, and she said, no, you need to get out of bed, get into the shower, cleanse yourself, surround yourself in white light. You have an attachment. So I was obviously a little bit concerned, so got up, out, had a shower. She told me I had to do salt in a circle outside and basically banish this spirit that was attached to me. And so I did all that. I said a prayer and said that she could leave now. I was told she was a young child, and the child's name was Anna. Now, when we had done communication the night before, there hadn't actually been Anna come up, but I mean, it doesn't mean that there wasn't someone attached or a child attached to me. But we had actually, just going backwards, we actually had saged ourselves completely, Tracy and I, before we left the Goodwood Orphanage. We did it outside the car, we did inside the car, we did all of that beforehand, so we felt that we had been protected and etc. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that you've just got to be mindful of these things, and that this can happen even if you've got, like me, wearing hundreds of pieces of crystals and all my lucky charms and everything that I wear every time we go out. There could still be a stronger presence that cuts through all that, and just to be mindful of it. So I wasn't feeling particularly, I wasn't scared by it at all. It was just something that, it's just part of the course of this. First time it's happened to me. So getting back to what I did, so I did the protection spell around me, or, the ritual sort of thing that I said and did with the salt, and cleansing my area and everything. And I actually had my eyes closed while I was doing this. This is outside of my garden, and then as I opened my eyes, I did see like a mist or a fog leave from the left hand side of my body. So and I felt that this child that had attached to me, her name was Anna, she had left, and I did feel a little sense of relief. I wouldn't say that it was anything major, but I could definitely say I definitely saw something. And then I went inside and messaged with my friend again, my psychic friend, and she said that yes, she had moved on, and that was it. So this story continues though. So that was all for me. But the next day, I actually had a message from my friend's husband saying that the entity Anna, who had been attached to me, had now attached to his wife, so the psychic. So him and herself had to move her on again. So she was quite angry at my friend that had obviously discovered her attached to me, and so yeah, so that concerned me too and made me feel bad. But I mean, these things happen.
Yeah, they do.
But they were successfully able to move her on, but they had a couple of incidents in the house where my friend was walking down the corridor or the hallway of their house, and the door leading into their bedroom slammed on her as she was walking in, just before she walked in. So this entity or this spirit, Anna, wasn't happy with her. But they've successfully moved her on now, but it did take a little while to do. So again, I'm not saying obviously not to stop doing this or anything what we do, but yeah, this is things that can happen, and yeah, just to be mindful of it, I guess.
Yeah, and I think it's important too. We're exploring a place that was rife with abuse.
Yeah.
And it's funny because during the night, I remember saying to you, I felt like we were being watched, and I could feel the fear of the children. There were still children hiding there.
Yeah.
And she was one of the kids that was hiding there. And because with us investigating, her hiding place got discovered, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So she latched onto you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like my friend said, that we are basically, we're light bulbs in there. And so when we go into their environment, we're little light bulbs, and they're just going to attract to us like moths to a flame.
Yeah.
And they're going to come into us, and you just need to be mindful of that and protect yourselves as much as possible. I mean, nothing physically harmed myself or Tracy or my friends. It was, we knew there was something going on around us. So, yeah. I mean, like I said, I didn't feel the attachment. My psychic friend picked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Did Anna have, was there injuries or something that went with Anna as well? Yeah.
Yeah, so my friend's husband said that he picked up that she had like a limp to one of her legs, like when she walked. She'd been hurt in some way when she was a child, and when she passed over, she also had damage to her face and her head somehow, so there'd been some sort of trauma there. So we've tried to do a little bit more further research on this Anna person, but we haven't found anything as yet, but that's not means to say that there isn't someone out there.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't found anything since. So,
and the thing is too, at Goodwood with the visiting process with family or relatives, they were never allowed inside the building. No. Visiting was done outside the building, and quite often children who had been abused or injured, they would have friends or relatives turn up for that visiting, only to be told that, no, I'm sorry, your niece or your granddaughter or whatever is sick in bed and she can't have visitors, when in actual fact they're in bed recovering from beatings. Yeah. So, you know, who's to say that she was one of those kids?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, you know, I guess like what Lou's saying, everybody is susceptible to getting attachments and having, you know, those on the other side come home with you, and even stuff on the other side that was never human in the first place. So it pays to be wary, and it pays to be really respectful when you go to these places.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're going to use provocation and stuff like that, you can expect some backlash. You know, you might not get it. You might not get it for quite some time, but eventually you will get it. And I think, you know, you treat people the way that you want to be treated in life, and the same goes for how you treat people who have crossed over. Yeah. You treat them with respect. Be assertive when you have to be. If you feel threatened, you need to be assertive, and you need to let them know that their behaviour is not okay. But I think, you know, using extreme provocation and provoking to get a reaction is not always in your best interest. And we don't do that.
No, we
and I will never
do
that. So,
and we always verbally say it out loud that we are there with the utmost respect.
Yeah.
And yeah, we don't mean any harm. And we're basically there just to chat, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, and communicate. If there is anyone that wants to communicate and give us some news, or not news, but just talk to us. So
that's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, even though when we were there, we are absolutely disgusted in how the children were treated. And even when we finished our investigation there on the night, we wished everybody that was still there in spirit, whether it was children, nuns or otherwise, we wish them love and light and blessings. Because I don't think there's any point in closing a session and, wishing the kids love and light and being aggressive towards those who did the wrong thing. So, we don't agree with what was done. However, we want to leave there with a clean slate and just not have anything untoward happen to us. And I think Lou was just really fortunate that she's got friends who pick up on this stuff really quickly.
Yeah.
And the next morning I had a message on my phone going, ring me as soon as possible. And straight away I went, oh, something's wrong. And sure enough, she said, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm dandy. She said, no, I've got some kids come home with me. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I think just be mindful and be respectful and just remember that just because you can't, physically see them or feel them sometimes, just be aware that they, oh, bless you, she's got the sneezes now. Just be aware that, their emotions still run high on the other side for some of them. So
yeah, totally.
But
and especially in a place like where we were.
Yes.
You could feel it.
I may be going back there very shortly with, hopefully, we'll see. See what happens next week, I guess. But we just wanted to let you know what happened with Lou. She's fine, as you can see. She's dandy. Fine. We've just done an investigation tonight, but we're going to put some footage together out of it and see whether any of it's relevant for this next part of the video for Goodwood Orphanage. But anyway, we'll see what happens.
Thank you for listening.
From us to you, I wish you peace, love, harmony, prosperity. Remember, tomorrow's never promised. Do the best you can, live your best life, and we will see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye.